welcome back to the Purple and Gold podcast. And today it will be a very special video because today it is a mock draft for the Minnesota Vikings. And if you couldn't already tell, and if you're new to the channel, this is the Purple and Gold podcast. So this is Minnesota Vikings content. But I haven't posted all that much Minnesota Vikings content lately. It's been more mock drafts. So maybe your team has already had a mock draft done for them. Maybe they'll have one coming up in the near future. But either way, you should subscribe. We have a lot of football content coming out weekly. So yeah, today the wheel has given us the Minnesota Vikings, and it will be a special 7-round mock draft. Even though I might not be educated enough to know all the guys all the way up until the 7th round, we're still going to try our best to try and get this Minnesota Vikings team to be the best it can be. So without further ado, hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more of these videos. But let's just get straight into it. Kirk Cousins is the quarterback. A lot of people don't believe in him. I think he's underrated. And as a Vikings fan, I kind of have to believe in him, even if I don't want to. But as of lately, he's put up very good statistics. And really, the offense played well last year, and it was the defense's fault. So let's hope that the offense can carry on from what they did last year with Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook, arguably one of the best running backs in the entire National Football League. And then after that, you have Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and the wide receiver 3 is a mix between BC Johnson and Chad Beebe. But Jefferson is the future of the wide receiver position. I think Thielen still has a few years left in him. Thielen's my guy, by the way. Irv Smith Jr. taking over at tight end after the cutting of Kyle Rudolph, and he is in New York now with the Giants. And then after that, this is the ugly part of the offense. Rashad Hill and Dakota Dozier. Rashad Hill is a guy that can come in for an injured player if needed, but there is no way that he should be starting. He is a swing tackle at best, and that's not anything, a shot at Rashad Hill, but that's just not his specialty, is starting. It's being a backup rotational guy. After that, Dakota Dozier, one of the worst guards in the NFL right now, without a doubt. So both of those positions can be upgraded and should be upgraded in the draft. And if not in the draft, they better sign someone after that, or else I will be furious if we head into week 1 with these two guys starting for us. After that, Bradbury has been solid. Ezra Cleveland, a pleasant surprise as a second-round pick last year for the Vikings. And Brian O'Neill has been our best offensive lineman since he came into the building. Now after that, Danielle Hunter coming off a season-ending neck injury. He should be back and good as usual. And then Michael Pierce coming as a Minnesota Viking for the first time because he opted out last year due to COVID-19, and Dalvin Tomlinson. So really good run interior defensive lineman. And after that, Stephen Weatherly comes back from Carolina after 1 year to play opposite end of Danielle Hunter. But him too, just like the offensive line. This is a swing edge rusher, a backup rotational guy. So maybe we can draft a guy in the first round to help bring pressure for that Minnesota Vikings defensive line. After that, Nick Vigil was one offseason signing for the Minnesota Vikings. He'll be playing weak side linebacker, as it says here. Eric Kendricks, one of the best middle linebackers in the game. And Anthony Barr should be explosive per usual, as he normally is. His season was also cut short due to an injury, so it's going to be very helpful to have all of these guys back. After that, Cameron Dantzler was a surprise third-round pick last year, and he looked like one of the best rookie corners in the league last year. So hopefully he keeps progressing and turning into the corner that we all hope that he turns out to be. After that, Patrick Peterson, arguably a future Hall of Famer, brought in. And then Xavier Woods, a solid replacement for Anthony Harris, a very underrated signing in my opinion. One that people might be talking about was probably one of the best in the league after the season is done. And then obviously you have another future Hall of Famer, Harrison Smith, playing safety for us. So let's begin the 7-round mock draft. There are obvious needs on this team, so let's try and get it done. And I don't see this Vikings team trading up. It's just like in recent history with Rick Spielman, it's more trading down than anything else. So it is a possibility that the Vikings do trade down from 14 and maybe try and acquire a second-round pick from a team that wants to trade up. But let's see what we have going on here. So, any surprising picks that go in the first few? Nah, not really. This is a pretty realistic scenario that could happen here. Now, Devontae Smith is still here. I don't see the Vikings doing that under Mike Zimmer. I think having Jefferson and Thielen is enough. Yes, we do need a wide receiver 3, but it is not as much of a need as some of these other positions. And here we have Elijah Vera Tucker and Jalen Phillips here. What do we want to do here? I mean, either one of these guys I would be happy taking. I think right now, though, I want to go with Elijah Vera Tucker. I want to bet on the Vikings coaching staff with Andre Patterson to try and develop an edge rusher that we can get possibly later in the draft. But right now, we just need solid, good offensive line play so that we can protect Kirk Cousins and make him look like the franchise quarterback that we've wanted him to be since we signed him to that massive, fully guaranteed contract. So keep him upright. Let's get Elijah Vera Tucker. Now, if there is no edge rusher for us later on, right, you still have DJ Wanham, who looks to have like a lot of potential, and you also have Stephen Weatherly. Now, like I said, those guys are both rotational, so maybe they rotate with each other. But seriously, you can't have Dakota Dozier out there playing as a starter again after what we saw last year, and we definitely can't have Rashad Hill be the starting left tackle. So let's see what happens here. Well, this is interesting. Oh, I would have taken Joseph Asai, I think, if he was still here at 78, but he just got off the board. So let's take a look at what we have here. Are there any interesting selections that we could have here? Now, I'm looking at Josh Myers, the interior offensive lineman from Ohio State, because if we can bring in another interior offensive lineman, you might be thinking, hey, now we have 3 guards. We have AVT, we have Cleveland, and then we'd have Myers. What we can do here is we'll swing Ezra Cleveland from right guard to left tackle, which was his natural position coming out of last year's draft, and then you have AVT at left guard, you have Bradbury at center, Myers at right guard, O'Neal at right tackle. This could work, and I think this is the plan here. So we're going to take Josh Myers from Ohio State to be our second selection, which is in the 3rd round, and now we are here at number 90. So Quincy Rochet might be the pick here because edge rusher is still in need, and I think this guy has tons of potential. I mean, look at this. We have Jalen Phillips, Gregory Rousseau, and Quincy Rochet coming all out in the same draft. It's looking good for the Miami edge rushers so far, so I think that he would be the pick here at number 90. I'm looking at other options here. Not seeing anyone else that I would really want as much as I do want Quincy Rochet. So let's bring him in here and address that edge rusher position. Now, definitely not as good as Jalen Phillips or Gregory Rousseau as of right now. But like I said, he has potential. The Vikings have the coaching staff. Why not bring him in? So now we enter the 4th round of the draft. Ooh, we could bring in a guy like Aleem McNeil. Big body guy. There to bring in alongside with Dalvin Tomlinson and Michael Pierce. Anyone else that I really want? Marvin Wilson, he's a baller, and he's a big boy too. So, who do I want to take here? Dylan Moses is another interesting one. Shaun Wade fell off tremendously this year. Chuba Hubbard might be one of the steals of the draft. I think, looking with what we have right now, and Aleem McNeil does look like a stud, but I think the guy who has more potential right now, in my opinion, is Marvin Wilson. I mean, Marvin Wilson had a fantastic, I think, freshman year it was, and his next 2 years after that have kind of been on the decline. But, like I said, with the right coaching staff and a defense like Mike Zimmer's, why not bring in a guy like Marvin Wilson? I don't see why not. So I'm going to bring in Marvin Wilson. I think this is a great value pick here. Take him at 119. Now we have another pick at 125 because we are absolutely loaded in the 4th round. So, taking a look here, what could we do? Is it possible that we just stack up on guard here? Maybe we take Kendrick Green because we can't just hand these jobs out to these rookies, right? And offensive line has been an obvious need for countless years now in the Mike Zimmer era. So let's just get as many offensive linemen as we can. Heck, and I think Kendrick Green is going to be great value here at 125. He is the 125 overall player on the Draft Network's board, which doesn't really matter, but we're taking him around where he should be taken. So Kendrick Green brought in here for more offensive line stability if we need it. All right, now we take a look some more. Here, still in the 4th round, pick 134. Oh yeah, let's look at the safeties here. Maybe I want Richard LeCount. I know he's not being talked about a lot, but I like Richard LeCount. I should ask Dylan if he likes Richard LeCount because he is a Georgia fan, so if anyone would know, it would be him. I don't want to take my chances on Shaun Wade. He's just, no. He's burnt toast out there for Ohio State. I think right now, I'm going to take Richard LeCount at safety. Bring in some more depth because after Harrison Smith and Xavier Woods, we have Josh Metellus, and then, sheesh, I couldn't, who's our other? Miles Dorn. I'm not sure if he even played a snap for us last year. He might have been on the practice squad for majority of the time, but okay. Now we sit here at 143, and is there the guy that I still want? Yes. Now with the departure of Mike Boone to the Denver Broncos, I think it's important to get another running back because Dalvin was hurt for a game and a half, I guess, last year, and it's important to have your running backs after him. And Madison's been good. Last year he had to get appendix surgery, so he was gone for a portion of time, but it's always important to have depth, even at your strongest positions. And now that we don't have Mike Boone there as our number 3 running back, maybe Chuba Hubbard can be the guy. Maybe he beats Alexander Madison for running back too. But for all we know, Chuba Hubbard's a baller, and there's no reason why he should be down here all the way at 143. So we are going to take him with our 3rd, 4th round pick. And now we are here entering round 5. What do we do here? So now we're getting to a point where I'm just asking myself, who are these guys? So do we just start, filling in some needs here? Oh, okay. K. Johnson, Anthony Schwartz. Maybe one of these two guys. I think I'm going to go Anthony Schwartz. Strictly off of his speed. Because, Jefferson and Thielen, they're fast. All the wide receivers in this league for the most part are fast. But we don't have that burner on our team. If you had to name one person who was that burner on our team, it would be Chad Beebe. But he's not the most reliable guy on the field. We're in the 5th round. We're hoping that these guys can become something. So I'm going to bet on Anthony Schwartz's speed in the 5th round, and hopefully he can be wide receiver 3 and the burner guy that we need here in Minnesota. So Anthony Schwartz is the pick here. He ran, I think, the fastest 40-yard dash in this year's offseason. So pretty impressive if you ask me. Why am I stumbling with my words? Okay, so cornerback, yes, we could get some more depth because we look here. Patrick Peterson is on a 1-year deal. So is Mackenzie Alexander. I don't even know if Mike Hughes makes the team this year because he's sitting on injured reserve for the most part. Harrison Hand, pretty good. Chris Boyd, decent. Jeff Gladney might be in jail. So yeah, we probably could use another cornerback here. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know any of these corners. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. So maybe if one of you guys could help me out in the comment section, let me know who are these late round gems that I can be looking for at any position, really. That would be cool. But I'm going to take Marco Wilson here. I'm going to listen to the Draft Network. He's from Florida. So if he's an SEC recruit, I'm going to just say that he's pretty good. So Marco Wilson come in here and be some depth help for the Minnesota Vikings here in round 5 of the draft. Okay. So now we wait and we wait. I think the 6th round pick that we have is the last one. I think our 7th round pick got suspended because we went over the salary cap with a practice squad player that we signed back in 2019 or something like that. So very interesting there. Maybe I take Cornell Powell because we could definitely use another wide receiver. We also need a tight end because we lost Kyle Rudolph. Do I like anyone here? Maybe we should have picked up Thaddeus Moss. Bring one of the Mosses back to Minnesota because it's not going to be Randy Moss at this point, obviously. I say we bring Cornell Powell. He's a stud. I know he's not the fastest guy. He's a stud though. Yeah. I'm gonna bring in Cornell Powell. Bring in someone. Bring in as much talent as you need to solidify that wide receiver 3 position because Thielen and Jefferson, they're set. We know that. They're the guys. But if you can give Kirk that third option in the passing game, other than Irv Smith and Dalvin Cook to an extent, I think this will look like a pretty loaded offense if it isn't already. I'm pretty happy with this draft, and I'm probably not going to give this another go. I'm going to keep it how it is. I like what we have here in this draft. We're just going to wait for it to simulate, and we can go over all the picks at the end. So, here are our picks. Elijah Vera Tucker to play left guard, taken in the first round. Then Josh Myers to play right guard. So there we have it. Our offensive line is set because now we move Ezra Cleveland to left tackle, which is where he should have been the entire time. Then we have Quincy Rochet. Hopefully the Vikings can develop him into the second edge rusher that they need alongside Danielle Hunter. Then you bring in Marvin Wilson as a depth defensive lineman. He's a baller. He can create pressure, and we know what the potential is, so let's see if the Vikings can bring the most out of him. After that, we have Kendrick Green from Illinois, the interior offensive lineman. Now, if Myers or Vera Tucker don't pan out, hopefully Green does, but we have got to bring competition in for this offensive line. Job cannot be handed to any of these guys. After that, Richard LeCount taken in the 4th round out of Georgia to be a depth safety along with Xavier Woods and Harrison Smith. And then we have Chuba Hubbard to join the running back room for the Minnesota Vikings and Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison. Now, Anthony Schwartz, Cornell Powell, hopefully they can take over some position at wide receiver, even if it's slot receiver or wide receiver 3. Anything helps at this point. And Marco Wilson. I've heard the name before, but I really don't know that much about him. But hey, cornerback depth is cornerback depth. So, yeah, I think this looks like a championship caliber draft. And hopefully we find the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs, making a deep, deep run to Super Bowl 55, 56. I don't care what Super Bowl it is. Let's make one. Let's win one. And it starts here with the draft. So, yeah, if you guys like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers. We're so close. We're so close. So, yes, if you like what you see, leave a thumbs up as well. And I'll see you guys later.